And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The War for Wildemount. Now, where we left off, our heroes had just experienced kind of shift. A shift within the group, a shift within party dynamics just a little bit as well. For when you were all at the town of Zadash, or the city of Zadash, where they had just kind of war was just declared that day, or that day you all had found out that war has just been declared against the Jorhassian Empire, and thus, or the Jorhassian dynasty, and thus kind of sending the world and the city into this kind of motion, with you guys buying supplies to try to continue to move south. Mulgore was up in what I would say the low end of the town, talking to old slayers, members of an elite troop that he was with as well, who had kind of started their own new game. Thus, when he found them, he felt at home, kind of causing a little bit more tension, with everybody. He had chosen to stay for a little while, and you all had chosen to leave. And then that night, when you guys had left, and that cool breeze as it came down through the mountains and then the valley that you guys are walking through, you guys passed through giant open fields and then clusters of trees as well as you continue on the road. When it got really dark, you guys then found a little spot off the side of the road, made your camp. Everybody wasn't really in the mood of conversing after what had just transpired. So everybody went to sleep with what little rest they could muster. You all awake in this nice, bright, kind of warm spring day, where you hear the birds chirping and kind of trees move with the wind. And with that, what would you all like to do?
Lycia's gonna, after getting all equipped for the day, check the horses and also the map to see about how much progress we've made.
You trekked for about 30 miles. It's gonna take, and that was 30 miles in that day. Altogether, I forget how many miles, but it is gonna be a week of travel.
To get to Allfield?
Oh,
Or
to
to
get to
get to
Allfield? Or to get to Niccodronas. Sorry.
To get to Niccodronas.
Yes, should be a week.
Okay.
If I'm correct.
Alright. Yeah, I'll make sure the horses have been fed. Give Cora some pets. And go make sure everyone's up and
All right.
has it now been 6 days since that previous event? Or was that 5 including today?
6 now.
6 now.
Dominicus would have just slowly get himself up, don his armor, his bow, and sort of walked out to sort of surveil the area around him for just anything in general, anything suspicious, food, animals. But
Okay.
But the entire idea is just sort of be by himself after what's happened.
Okay. No problem. It would take you guys about 12 days. I just figured out. So
Okay.
to get to Niccodronas from where you guys are at. But that is for then. As you guys are kind of like moving up and about, anybody want to make a perception roll?
Mayette has no book in her.
You left advantage on. It's still 14-14.
I always have advantage.
Oh yeah, you're right. We're also double 14.
So you three start listening in once you wake up, and the hone you don't hear anything. Sadly, you kind of just awake, still trying to move and adjust in the morning. And Lesia, Dominicus, you two, you were able to hear a little bit more foot traffic on the road. When you guys go and look, there seems to be, excuse me, a lot more townsfolk kind of traveling into, kind of going towards Zadash.
I guess war demands supplies.
Or this situation has worsened. And they're flaying
that's
more
true.
gnolls.
You think there will be more attacks if there's more people out?
It's possible.
Because we still have that null problem as well. But I guess everyone takes their risk when traveling. Were you able to look at that map?
Yes, it will take about 12 more days to reach Niccodronas.
Roger that.
Depending, of course.
How are the horses?
They're doing well.
I saw one very particular towards you. Is that
Cora is a good
rare?
horse. Animals tend to not react well in my presence.
No.
So yes, it is rare. The other one does not like me as much.
Well, let's get everyone else up and let's just keep heading our way, right?
Perhaps some time reading will
Yeah.
help Amari focus on something else for it.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that.
I will finish setting things up here.
We'll just come back.
Yeah, I'm gonna start like loading things back up into the wagon and taking down my tent and
As they return, Nahon is just kind of standing in front of his tent, just looking up at the sky, around at the trees. His tail's kind of drooped. He just seems to be taking a moment. But once he sees Lesia trying to pack everything up, he moves over to help.
oh, thank you.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
So, what's the plan for today? Just continue on?
More travel, yes.
Suppose so.
At the same time, I'm just gonna walk up to Amari's tent to check up on him.
Well, when you open it, he's awake and he's just kind of sitting there. He has a book in his lap, but his eyes aren't on it this time. As normal, when you see a book in front of him, he usually has his nose buried in front of it. However, this time he has his hands just kind of like splayed out next to it, and he's just staring down at the ground in front of the book, just not paying any attention to it, as if he's just more or less in either deep thought or, he's just catatonic basically, or it looks like it.
Amari,
Yes.
have you been up long?
I don't remember. I think so. Maybe an hour or so, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, at least you weren't like this all night then. We're packing up now.
Okay. Thank
We're
you.
gonna keep heading south. Take your time, all right?
Of course.
Yes,
Thank you.
All right. And I'll close the tent and sort of walk my way towards everyone else.
Amari will start gathering his things at that point.
All right. And as you guys are fully awake now, kind of chit-chatting, kind of chit-chatting amongst each other, you all can start hearing the road getting a little bit more and more crowded. As just being pretty close to Zadash, there seems to be just a little more foot traffic more than usual.
Does
the
the
hills is
traffic
going on?
pretty much seem like one way only? Is it all going to Zadash, or is there people leaving?
There's some people leaving, but there's a majority are going towards Zadash.
Is it more
What is it
than
doing?
usual?
Sorry, what was that?
I was asking if it seemed like more traffic than usual based on like what
Sorry. I think you said something, but then you cut out or something like.
Sorry.
It was like or
I
something.
was asking
I don't know.
if it seemed like it was more traffic than usual based on what I know of the area.
It's more of going towards Zadash now this time. People seem to be heading more north towards maybe the capital or maybe Zadash. You guys, those of you who are born native in the Empire, you can make a history check if you would like.
It is 14s today.
Wow.
Lesia and Sierra, Matt, you both know that during wartime, most people tend to abandon the smaller towns, except for the ones like Alfield and Felderwin. They abandon the ones kind of closer towards the borders because they are more likely for attack, and it's a little harder for troops to get to them. So
I see news of war has reached the towns on the outskirts.
It's not gonna be long before people turn to soldiers.
What is it? Seeking safety within the walls.
The towns along the borders are the first to be sacked, so most likely.
Oh, it's funny. A lot of people spend their whole lives trying to get out of walls, and then the world changes and people start suddenly fleeing towards them.
Certainly.
Amari will approach at that point. You see his hair is kind of disheveled, but he has his satchel thrown over his shoulder, and looks like he's ready to leave.
All right.
Amari, what is with your? Did you not sleep well? Your hair is a mess.
Oh, kind of runs his fingers through it a few times.
I have a
Probably
brush.
not-
Do you need a brush?
No, I'll be okay. Thank you. So,
Alright, I'll just climb on the wagon.
Alright, I will,
You get on
resume
Cora.
Yes, I will resume my position riding.
I'm gonna get on the front seat area.
Okay.
That's it.
I'll
And-
sit in the back.
And
And take up his
with-
usual place near Mari.
Without Mulgore, you guys can all ride on the thing successfully. So, it is perfect. So you guys continue kind of getting in line with the traffic flow, and as you guys get about 10 miles away from Zadash, even further, it lessens quite a bit. And for those of you who were paying attention during the I guess, what is it called, line of traffic, make a perception check.
Did you say I could read in the back of this thing?
Yeah, you can read in the back of
Oh,
that thing.
All right, I'm going to be reading my blue book.
Blue
As long as I
glowing
can.
blue book. All right.
Ooh, nice.
So
18
you will,
sight, 21 hearing.
okay.
Dang it.
You, Lesia, and Darmanicus, you guys noticed that a lot of the people coming up were kind of like half and half on nobles and peasants. There seems to be a good amount of people, but it seems to be all their family members and everything that they could bring as well. And Lesia, you hear a you hear when you pass by, and you kind of see in the corner of your eye this little halfling just playing the lute and singing to everybody, and he's like super extravagant and very boisterous as well, and he's got this little crowd, and they're just like kind of listening as he is just jamming out as passionately as he can.
Go ahead and describe yourself, Karun.
Buddy.
Good setup though, I'm not gonna lie.
That did sound like a setup for
Right.
Karun. But it is not. Alright.
No, it's-
Is it a tune I'm familiar with? Probably.
No, it is not.
Okay. The halfling themselves isn't familiar to me, correct?
No.
Okay. I make note of it, but don't really say anything or hear that much, honestly.
Yeah, he was wearing red, gold, and green.
Alrighty. Just keep on moving.
You know, this is kind of strange from this point of perspective. You know, back in my village, we were always pretty small, but when a family did decide wanted to move out, we would help them, you know, load up their caravan and head them on their way. Either that or merchant caravans would come along the way. But seeing people like this, large like this, is just it's strange.
Does the halfling look familiar to Mayette? She kind of pokes her head out of the tent.
Make a perception roll if you can hear it as well. You thought you heard a tune that was very familiar, and you go out in the back and start looking around, and the cart was moving a little too fast, and there's people kind of moving up, and there's a lot of dust and kind of people.
Hang on a minute! Hang on a minute!
What happened?
What?
Popping out.
You stop in the middle of the road, just like.
Oh,
Oh,
hey,
whoa.
I'm gonna like walk right up to the bard, stare. Bard, see if he looks familiar.
Did she just jump off the cart?
Make a
What?
perception roll, because he was on a. Make another one because he was on a cart like performing to these people. And with the 19, you look, and he seems to be about like 90 feet away from you now, and it continues as he's moving a little bit fast on that cart, and he's on the top of it, just playing to all these this whole like little family.
Hey, Bard!
He's gonna roll.
Where is Mayette now? Is she still?
She's
on
just
the cart?
standing in the crowd yelling.
He
Oh,
can't reach
so
you.
They left the cart and are in the middle of the road,
Standing in the middle of the road, yeah.
standing in traffic. Yeah.
They're like moving. They're continuing, and like he doesn't see you, he doesn't hear you, and like he's still playing super loud. And now he's about
That's just
120 feet.
cast thaumaturgy on myself and yell, "Hey!"
No one winces.
You yell, and like all these birds
Oh, no.
scatter, and like it just echoed for a second, and like you hear, you kind of see in the corner of your eye this like old man comes out of the tree. What?
I
Leslie
want to
Yeah.
talk to the bird.
Oh my!
Leslie
You're
had
so
clasped
loud, Missy.
Her hands over her ears and winces.
I'm taking out my bow. Just
Sadly, you don't think he can hear you.
this is not how to be discreet.
And like the old man is just some hiker, and he's got his little backpack and stick, just looking at you.
Could I, I'm gonna join my head on the side of the road, and I'm gonna stare out the bird myself. Can I make a perception check to try to see, kind of squint my eyes and see if he, well, looks like the man who guided Mayette to us?
I don't think we ever met him, did we?
We did literally
You did.
once.
We did.
Yes.
Yes.
I think a few people did officially, but like not everybody in the party.
I don't think Leslie did.
Yeah, I don't think so, but we did. So may I?
Yeah, because I had already gone up to my room.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this seems to be the
Sorry,
thing tonight.
my dog's been barking. You start peering and looking, and you see right before they just kind of like the dust kind of makes more of like distorted, or it distorts your vision a little bit more. You kind of see this little glitter of gold and red, and it just disappears.
What you are thinking?
That bard looks familiar, but I'm not totally sure.
I'm not sure myself. Do you wish to make a scene?
I mean, sort of kind of a.
Hey, everything
Is the
okay?
Is the bard still riding away in the cart?
Yes, we are alright. No issue.
Yeah, he's been moving this entire time.
Ah!
And he was on top of the cart, like he was passing
Horseback.
by.
Yeah.
He wasn't on the horse, but
He's like beyond her sight vision. Like
yeah,
line of sight
Pretty
now,
much.
beyond the horizon.
He's beyond 120 feet.
I may be
That's-
equipped with like
that's
enough
fine.
resources.
Well,
Let me let my dog in real quick.
hop back cart.
Will not
No, I'm
jump
really
out of the
getting
cart.
tired of all of our friends leaving me.
That was quite the scene you made there.
Very loud.
Like being alone.
Oh, we gotta keep moving a little more discreetly. So
I'm gonna sit back down.
and then I'm just gonna put my bow back on, sort of my side, near towards me, but not at the ready.
Okay, not at the ready, but
Yeah.
put your bow there.
And
Okay,
I think we're all back in the cart now.
all right.
As artists moving.
And as my aunt, you're on the back of the cart, just looking off from the road. where your bard friend was, probably. Not sure. And you all continue. For the one who is kind of like steering the cart, or just somebody in the group, can one of you guys roll a d20 with survival?
Sheep, horse.
You can do that.
Take your guidance.
Just a survival roll. So I've made it very confusing when I said that. I just realized.
Oh,
There you go.
The
16
salty's
with
guidance.
That's perfect. All right.
be a good horse.
You guys continue, no troubles. And as you all are continuing on the cart down the trail, this is the scene. Marie.
How many miles have we been traveling?
You guys have traveled about, it would be 90 at this point.
Shit, I probably would have finished my blue book and then moved on to another at that point.
Yes, you would have. And my other dog is scratching at the door, and I'm going to drive myself crazy, so I'm going to let him in real quick before I tell you the awesome news. I'll be right back.
No, that is actually the news. Congratulations, Amare. You let the dogs out.
Hell yeah.
You actually learned summon down? Yeah. Which is a pretty badass cool spell.
You learned your first enchantment. It is makes a napkin turn things invisible, but only when they're wrapped inside the napkin.
Oh,
Excellent.
That's just object permanent.
So,
Amari, in the middle of the road, while you guys were traveling, in the middle of your travels, you have the book and you're on the last page, and it started kind of talking about how the weave can kind of bring life and take life in the both kind of like same unnatural way. And it kind of like talks about the existence and make a history check. See if you can kind of interpret the different names of the person in the book that they're kind of referencing to.
Yay.
So you start reading about how the weave will bring and take life, and how there's that natural balance and such. And it started making sense. You're like, wait, this is some sort of telling of how the Raven Queen, excuse me, the mother of ravens kind of became into, but it explains a little bit of her position more. And there's never been a book that has like done that has been kind of counted in a history when you've been thinking. Like a lot of people know how the Raven Queen got started and such, but none really knew how they affected these older elven races and such. And that whole book explained how they were able to tap into some sort of strange energy within the weave, where they would be kind of necromancers and not necromancers at the same time, where they would practice things that would be considered to be incredibly taboo, and they would do things that would just seem to be like very strange for somebody who would practice these necromantic spells too. And when you had finished the book, the blue energy kind of like, when you're holding it's not that big of a book, but it's big enough to hold with two hands. And on both hands, while you're holding it both sides, the energy from both of the covers, or from both sides of the cover, kind of absorbs out of the book and into your hands and goes up and around your body. And it kind of swirls around. And you gain a +2 to intelligence after that.
Like, what do you? Plus
You gain
two.
a +2 to intelligence.
I
You found a book that gives you a +2 to intelligence if you finish reading it.
fuck, my intelligence is already at 20.
Now it goes to a 6 because that thing actually
Sick.
boosts it.
Oh snap!
Yes.
Holy shit!
That's
I'm
one of the few
smart
things
as
that can
fuck.
boost it up.
Wow.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
And where
I
was he
gotta
doing this? In the car?
figure out where to.
I told you
raise
you'd like
that.
it.
Yeah, I gotta figure out where to raise that. Oh my god! Oh, here we go.
You just change your stat score on the character sheet.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking smart boy back here. After like finishing the book, Mariah's like blinking his eyes. As like this blue energy is coalescing near him. He's kind of blinking his eyes, looking at, confused for a second.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm
Wow.
facing forward.
Those that were in the cart were able to see that happen. It was very obvious.
Oh, okay.
I missed
What
it.
you doing?
What in the hell is that?
All right, what the hell's going on?
I just finished the book and something happened. I don't know.
Anything good?
Strangely enough, I feel more powerful in a way. I can't quite put my finger on it. I've never felt better.
Well, what did you read about?
This book, towards the end of it, is began to speak of the weave and how it can not only bring life but also take it. A natural balance, if you will. It makes sense in a way if you think about it. It's talked of the Raven Queen and her position, and how there was an older generation that was able to tap into ancient magics of the weave. However, they were very taboo.
Oh, you don't say.
Which I
Interesting.
believe that is where necromancers came from. That more taboo magic, the kind where you have to give to get. If that makes sense. Either way, it's very interesting, but news to me. I didn't quite know if the Raven Queen was involved in the weave and the way it works, but according to this book, it's the only source that I've ever read that leads to such beliefs. So, I don't know.
Interesting.
Remind me
that-
to show you my library if we ever stop by my house.
You have a library at your house?
Don't you? And your parents didn't force you to read every stupid religious book in the known empire?
You see his eyes trail off for a second. He says, "No, but if they did, I would probably not be very upset."
Pretty boring, actually. Well, if you enjoy it, though, I'm sure I could probably snag a few copies for you if we ever make it back that way.
Perhaps do it legally.
They're my books. Why would it be illegal?
Oh, they're yours, not okay. I assumed someone else may have owned them, but I mean, if you, I wouldn't be opposed to loaning them or borrowing them for the time.
No, I mean the temple gave them to me when I was growing up. Doesn't that make them mine?
Suppose so.
Never
Like-
really liked them.
But like I said, once I finish them, I would happily give them back or take them there myself.
You can burn them for all I care.
Why would you burn a book? That seems very counterintuitive. All of the information in the book was just lost as soon as you burned the pages. Why would you do that?
Not a
Some
fan.
things are better left unknown.
Some
That doesn't
better
make
left
much
unknown.
sense to me.
Also,
Don't do it in the forest.
not all information is meant to be known or shared. Some people don't always like what they find out, you know?
Yet
I mean-
perhaps the truth itself is simply worth knowing.
I agree. But, what information that I can contain or obtain, I will do my best to. But I also understand there is some information better left unknown. Sure, I agree.
I have to wonder if the author of that book was faithful.
I have no idea. The author is. I don't believe they're mentioned, but it does mention a few different names. But again, not many people that I recognize.
Do you know how to spell the names or write them down?
Would I be good? Names that you mentioned?
Of the Raven Queen that they had the different names of her. It's
I didn't
basically
mention just the Raven Queen.
It's basically just different names of the Raven Queen. Sorry,
Okay, yeah.
I should have said that to make it a little more clear. Yes.
That is
the author of it. Seems to be no author.
okay.
From
Is the
what you
book
can
almost
gather,
composed in a way that it seems like this might be multiple collections of works put
Yes.
together? Okay,
Yes.
okay. Cool.
And there at the end you can kind of see, and that is the only page that has been looked to be tampered with, because there's obvious burn pages that are just there, that is just kind of like tattered the entire thing as to who the author is. But make an investigation check to see if you can ascertain something. You're looking through, and the one word you're able to pull out is this name called Adrisius.
Okay.
Some people would also say Adrisies.
There is one name that poked out in particular to me. His name was I can't pronounce it. Adrisius, something akin to that. Not sure if you recognize the name, but from what I could tell in the book, a lot of the pages were tattered, and some of them were even burned. But one of the names I was able to discern, besides different notable names for the Raven Queen, is this man named Adrisius, or a woman, either way.
Does that sound familiar to me?
I assume.
Those of you who want
to.
to roll history can.
Would I be allowed?
Anybody who would like to, yeah.
You
know what?
Background's not hindering this time.
All right.
Yes, it's fair.
Nobody knows anything except for Dominicus. Dominicus, you've heard of these ancient archmages that have written tales about being with the divine, and one of them was this very charismatic archmage named Adrisius, who would kind of bend people's reality and such. A lot of, and you know a lot of stories of that just because a lot of people in your town really like the pre-calamity era and kind of like culture and such. And these are one of the archmages that have lived on the western side of Wildemount, and has been known to kind of like walk about through this very area that you guys were today. And Dominicus, some people would say that he was possibly a god himself too, but he definitely is not mortal, or he's not mortal anymore.
I don't think I can put that all back, so I'm going to explain that to everyone hearing tales from my village of such things. We get a lot of travelers, and all of these comes in, and one of these names comes up. So yeah, that's a very strange thing to hear from you.
That's an even stranger story to hear
No.
from you.
Well, you know,
Sorry, did you say that man is no longer mortal?
fuck, I wrote a lot of things, but I didn't write that.
Red.
Sorry,
Red.
I was in the middle of a coughing fit.
Oh.
Pardon.
So is part of the story that the man is no longer mortal?
Yeah,
Yeah, God
he
himself.
he ascended somehow.
Interesting.
Or did something. The kind of myths are, they go either way.
This world gets more and more complicated.
Just you wait.
Such magics that could prolong your existence to immortality seems more or less like necromancy.
I would
This
agree.
is why you can never tell how old a wizard is.
I suppose I'll keep you in the dark on that one. It could be 2,500 years old or just 25. Who knows?
Could be.
I think I know, but I will not ruin your fun.
Mark kind of laughs for the first time in a few days, but, quickly kind of shrugs it off and then goes back to his book. He'll like flip through a few more pages just to make sure, just in case he missed anything, but just for like flavor, we'll kind of just go back through it a few times before setting.
Mari, perhaps now that you are finished with that book, now is a good time to train, given what we are up against.
You mean with the knife? Sword practice? Sure. I assume that now is better than ever.
Do not fall out of the cart.
We are
assume
not
with
doing
the
it while the cart is moving. As much as I would wish to.
Yeah, you don't want to fall off either. Sometimes these roads they got holes. They're the size of pots. You just call them potholes, you know. So
You're right.
It's not
Yeah.
a bad name for them. Yes.
you know, they're
Cart
that
just
huge.
goes.
Ah,
Pothole.
exactly.
And just like glares at the ground, like.
Damn it, potholes.
Plus, if you are taking up swordsmanship, if you ever wonder about archery, you know, I could do a little bit of the hunt if you want.
Sure. Perhaps we could all have like a group training session or something. I don't know.
That
I
would
could
be-
go for some deer stew. That sounds delicious. Well, I mean, whatever we go hunting for.
We'll just make sure there's no goblins.
Group hunting
Excellent.
or training, whatever works, as long as it's improving us as a group. I think perhaps with the loss of a particular member, it might be better if we take time to get to know one another, since we're going to be on the road for a considerable amount of time.
Yes, I think that would be good as well.
All right.
It could help our tactics in combat.
Agree. Perhaps perhaps if we know each other and become more closer to friends than work acquaintances, maybe you guys won't ever have a reason to leave.
I do not think any of us are leaving anytime soon. We are safer in a larger.
We hope not.
I thought not.
And with that, I sort of stare off in the distance a bit, like,
Honestly, I have no reason to.
Oh, and speaking of such that, I want to sort of peek around here. Do I see any deers at all? Just
AK perception roll, sir.
Yeah, fucking quick scope him, dude.
Dude, no
Pull an
scope.
arrow, Legolas.
No scope. Yeah, no scope.
1v1 rust with the deer.
360, dude. Just jumped out the cart, turns.
How cool would that be?
Ultra kill. Sorry. That's what it would sound like right afterward. And
so that'd be a ton.
you look around. You don't see nothing
No. Wait.
other than the nice calm road and the lovely scenery that you guys are passing by. But you don't get any sign from the looking around at in the cart, like where any animals are.
How much
And-
longer to where we're going?
About
Anyone
12
know?
more days.
12 days?
Well, there is much to see on the way.
I agree. Look around you. The nature around us is not too bad to look at if you just give it a chance.
Honestly, it's much better than the city, though it is a bit cold.
I don't mind it either way. I think
Yeah,
perhaps I like the wilderness. I've always had a dream of growing up on the farm with a simple family, like a farmstead, a homestead almost, like pastures of cattle and wheat and whatever else we can grow, cabbage, perhaps carrots, simple things, a simple life.
Life in the cities is much more complicated, and this place is not as deadly as desert.
No, if I could.
It was always a challenge back in the village. You're usually surrounded by trees. You really never know exactly what was out there or anything like that. But
Mhm.
but me and my family, when we were hunting, we were also not hunting animals, but just hunting any potential dangers as well.
Would be a bit claustrophobic, yes.
What
I
happened?
am used to seeing all.
Oh.
Would be a bit claustrophobic, yes. I am used to it. Seeing all around me. There is everything in the way. It's good that I can rely on all of you then for that.
I prefer the open spaces myself.
Hmm.
Maybe we can go fishing if we find a spot.
I do not know how to fish.
I've never fished before either.
Well, I
Sorry.
guess we'll all learn then.
Now, a very good survival tip. If you have a bow and arrow, you just take off the bottom, unhinge it, and presto, you got yourself a fishing pole. One stick, one string.
Huh.
You know?
Hmm.
So just in case. But
I do not think that will work with a crossbow.
no, you're right.
Probably not.
Do you think the horses like?
I do
I'm
not
sorry.
think they eat it.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if horses eat meat. Do we have any apples for them or something? Did we pick up food?
Food came with the cart. but
You have a
we
bit
will
of
need
food
to
for the
pick up
horses.
more next time we are in a town.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys have about 2 weeks supply of food for animals.
It
So-
will be expensive.
So, who's gonna keep track of all the shit we have on the cart? Because I know we're gonna just throw shit in here.
Why not just toss it in the bag?
Well, we've got
Yeah,
this
it's also a
big
good idea.
chest here, just kind of sitting beside us.
Well, we'll have to separate between what's in the bag and what we put in the bag, but
Well, once we get the bag to where we're going, we just give whatever it is that Nihilus needs from the bag and then keep the rest, I suppose. Or, I mean, I don't know what else to do. Do any of you know Duhane's family? Perhaps we could take it to them.
Only
Right.
one, and we do not want to see him again.
No, I really don't know many people at all, actually.
Does not seem the type who has family.
Make a history check for those who are Empire natives.
I don't. Might have heard of someone.
Well, you knew, Mayet, that he was in the Order of Lion, and you know that that is a knighthood order of Lord Esmir, and he resides in Zadash. Amara, you just have heard of Lord Esmir in the Order of Lion, but you didn't know where he would be.
Well, I mean, I think he was part of the Order of the Lion in Zadash, but direct family, who's to say? We're not going back to Zadash, we just left.
I agree, and we have no reason to go back, nor do I really want to.
I'm not doing the shithead any favors.
I guess, but
Well, I mean,
what do we do with the rest of the contents?
get drunk, party, I don't know, buy some books.
Shit, okay, fine. Okay.
Go find a child on the street and feed them for a day, I don't know.
Ask your
It's not a bad
friend, I guess.
Perhaps
could
use it
possibly
for
know.
something that Duhane would have.
Leslie,
Yeah.
didn't you want an alchemy set, like a traveling alchemy set?
I mean,
That seems
in
pretty
my head.
useful.
well, that means
I
we have to
have
go
one.
back.
Oh, maybe another. Or some fancy ingredients.
I mean, we could most likely just divvy up the money and figure out what to do with it then, but I just don't want to touch it yet until we know. But like, is that wrong of me? I feel like it's just respectful.
Honestly, I would agree, though I will admit I'm afraid that that's money.
To be
Who knows
honest
where
with
he's
you,
been?
I'm also kind of afraid of ghosts. So I'm afraid if we touch it and we do tamper with it, his ghost is going to haunt us. I mean, but that's just me.
There are worse things than ghosts.
I assume so.
Why would a
100%.
man?
But well, hold on. The thing is that with all of the problems that we have now, I think having a ghost follow us is probably just going to be another nail in the side. Is that the
That's
saying? Is it
true, yes.
nail? Is it thorn? I thought is it nail? Or is
You
it
would
thorn?
think
Thorn.
Thorn.
a
Yes,
ghost
thorn
would
in the side.
follow us because we used its money.
Non just kind of leans back and grins. I've seen many a ghost buried beneath the sands.
You've seen Ghost before?
Of course.
What? Wait,
Hmm.
when?
Before I met all of you, of course.
No, you've never.
Before I
You're
came
lying.
in.
You're lying.
Why would I lie?
Because
Why would I lie?
who just stumbles across Ghost?
Well, when
No,
there
what,
are,
what do you mean? What does that noise? You seen the Ghost too?
No.
You guys are crazy.
Hold
As
on.
part of the vigil, I was trying to fight various forms of undead.
Okay, so you're telling me right now that me and Doramindicus, have you seen one before?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so
That's
me
why,
and Doramindicus are the only ones in this cart right now that has not seen the Ghost.
all I am saying is that there are many civilizations buried beneath the sand. It is only natural that bodies are as well.
Oh,
I mean-
boy.
My mama used to talk to them when I was little. I used to
Huh?
watch her, go- What? Why are you looking at me like that? Look
You're
that
all
weird.
crazy. You're crazy. Every one of you. Could have seen the Ghost. Okay, sure. I'll believe that as soon as pigs fly. Okay.
But you just
Not
pray
going to-
really hard, and then the soul comes back, and then you just ask them a few questions, like, "Did you have a nice
That
life?
is-
You know,
that
are
is-
you hungry?"
What? Why would no? You're lying. That is a lie. You just looked me in the face, Maya, and you just lied to me. That's what just happened just now. No other way.
Why did lying about?
What do you mean? Do you talk to the dead? Do you do that?
Well, I can't, but you can do it.
That is That is crazy to me. How? They're dead. How do you bring them back? I mean, I guess it's the same principle as bringing them back. But isn't that necromancy?
No, it's a prayer. I don't know why you keep thinking everything with life and death is necromancy. You know,
Because
sometimes
if
just
they're
pray and
dead,
good things
if it-
happen.
Well, I mean, if they're dead, then you bring them back to life in any capacity. Isn't that not necromancy?
When I made all those people go away when they were fighting, did you call that necromancy? Oh shit! Sorry, that's
Amari, I believe that in order to escape from our fears, we must first face them. He is still grinning, by the way.
Ghosts. I swear, let me see a ghost. I'll
You
shoot one.
want to see a
I do. I want to see a ghost. I'll kill it. I'll kill that stupid ghost.
how are you going to kill a ghost?
With I don't. How would you kill a ghost if you came across one? Do you
Ghost
kill
will
ghosts,
tell
or
you.
do you,
Go away and it
yeah,
leaves
you
me
just,
alone.
you don't just kill ghosts, do you? I see it. Do you kill ghosts, or do you just like send them away? I don't. How does
you
that work?
disperse them.
Disperse. That's the correct one. I will disperse a ghost if I see
Yeah,
it.
you just kind of you pray really hard and you just tell them to
Okay,
go
my
away and they usually leave you
full
alone.
respect to your order or whatever you pray to. But if there is a ghost in front of me, I am not going to stop and pray. Okay, I'm probably going to do many other things besides pray.
Like cry
Yeah, sure, that could be one of them.
for the ghosts. That's funny.
At this point, I would turn around and sort of my legs facing inside the cart now, and then sort of go to my head. I'm like, wait, hold on. How are ghosts made? Like do they if they were, are they always? Is there always a ghost in a body?
No.
No.
No,
No.
not always. I mean, what if they're undead?
Okay.
Ah,
Well, is there a ghost inside of me and Dominicus? Do we have?
Well, you have a
Souls, I
soul,
suppose, ghosts?
silly.
Hmm.
Yeah, you've got a soul. Everyone has a soul. Well, okay, not every. My
Yeah.
parents are soul assholes, but that's
So is it that when you die, how do you make a ghost?
Some are cursed.
Oh.
yeah. Well, you could be cursed. You could be blessed. You could have like
So
I
sometimes
don't know.
it's a
Maybe you have
blessing.
like unfinished business. Like you never ate an apple, and you really wanted to eat an apple.
What could
Give
be?
everyone good goddamn apple.
Yeah. I
Oh,
agree.
sorry.
Yes.
I think this would be a bad example. I've never had an apple.
Insight, check that one.
At this point,
What
Never
kind
had
of
an
it?
apple.
The apple thing.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Have you ever eaten an apple?
Tag.
Will we find out?
Okay, let me see.
Fuck it.
Did he eat the apple?
Let me.
Or did he not eat the apple?
Get an apple.
I'm turning my body back around, face
Please
to
totally
front.
ate an apple.
Please tell me the man ate the apple.
Amaya,
Okay.
thank you for the info.
Yeah, if you
Um,
ever have any more questions about stuff like that, just ask. Not really, a big secret, and don't lots of people know that stuff?
Oh,
Clearly not.
10 years I've never seen a ghost out in the forest. It is kind of weird. Now that I
What?
think about it.
Like it's like a daily occurrence for me.
Oh.
Boring. All they want to do is be like, "Why am I dead? Who killed me?" And oh my god, the crying.
That
Yeah,
sounds
you just want to
horrible.
put them
That's very
back.
sad. I mean, that's what I would assume. You'd put them back.
You know, not everyone that dies was, a nice person. Sometimes they
I,
deserve to die.
I agree. Then, I mean, would you say that their soul is doomed to stay here? Is it a blessing for them to stay behind as a ghost? Because think about it. If they're that evil, then if they stay behind, then they're just continuing to do what they want, which is terrorizing and being a nuisance.
Uh, you have to remember, there's a balance of life. So, if there's evil somewhere, surely, you would have to think and hope that something out there is working to try to, make things better. Otherwise, what's the
Yes,
point?
I would assume.
There is truth to that.
Do you think that's what we're doing right now? With the whole necromancy stuff and this strange fellow in the black robes, are we the good that's trying to stomp out the bad? The evil?
No, I'm
Very
just on a
simple way of thinking.
wagon.
Well, I mean, we can't be stomping evil into the ground every second of our day. But think about it, the general mission that we're doing right now is it kind of feels like, in a way, we are the ones doing the good.
I suppose it is good spirited, so to say.
I think Leslie is the one doing everything. I mean, she's driving the cart, and
I'm
and
guiding
doing all the
her.
stuff. I'm just sitting here rambling about, my Mari's reading a book.
Well, that is
I-
fair.
There's good information in books, okay? I mean, you never know what you could figure out. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? There's not any particular magic that I know to speed up our travels.
You don't know like any card tricks, or like can you summon a rabbit like out of your robes?
Not
Like
Can I-
can you make like leaves turn different colors and turn them into butterflies?
Amari like snaps his fingers and you see Alabaster poke his head out from his satchel, like in a satchel. I could make a white pseudo dragon appear.
Okay, that's
Do not discount books. Sometimes monster hunting is more research than violent.
I agree. If I was any type of monster hunter, I would definitely read up on the monsters I'm going to fight. I assume there's very good knowledge in knowing your opponent.
It can mean life or death, or worse.
Truly.
Yeah, me
does
and
make a
Garnacho
lot of
just
sense.
animals.
Knowing your enemy's weakness before rushing into battle. That sounds pretty smart.
I suppose if you're going into any competitive scenario, I assume it's better to have the most advantage as you can while giving them the most disadvantage that they can have.
Indeed.
Well, are we just gonna ride through the night, or
We will go until we find a good place to stop at the
Whatever you say. Amari will he'll take the book that was in his lap, the blue one, and then put it away in his satchel. And instead of taking out another one, he's instead going to take the time to peer out across the vast valleys and mountains that are all around him.
This time of year is very pretty, as the wildflowers are starting to bloom, and they're pretty tall as well when they do bloom. The mountain peaks are very sharp, and they stretch for almost as it would seem to be kind of touching the sky and maybe the heavens above in some way. As you all continue, you all rest up for the night. And we can say you guys all kind of pack up and you continue on again for the next day. You continue on for another 2 days. And if I'm correct,
So 3 days total, or just 2 days?
it's been 3 days total.
Okay.
After the 3 days.
3 days total from when? Sorry.
From when? Sorry. What do you mean when?
Like,
By the way.
I headed as it was 5 days after the incident? Is it now 8 days or 6 days or 7?
It is now 8 days after the incident.
Okay.
And you guys are still on the trail, continuing. You guys pass. Actually, you guys pass another 2 days, continuing through. What is it called? Allfield. Right away. And it is after passing
Wait.
by Allfield.
Wait a second, is my donkey there?
Did you want to check to see if your donkey?
Yeah, is my
was
donkey
there?
in Allfield, bro?
Dude, roll me.
Oh yeah,
a-
my
Please.
roll me a
my
Going in
d20.
some random field.
Could I help him? Should I roll my own?
Sure. I'll give you advantage with the d20.
What am I rolling? Just a
Just
D20.
a
Two
normal
D20.
d20. So just 2 d20s. You're gonna take the best one.
That's what's funny.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
with the nat 20, yeah, you guys are passing by. You look over, and it's just like he's right in the corner, just chilling.
I just wanted to like smash cut to Amari's face, like, and then it cuts to him like 2 days later, just behind everybody on his donkey, just silently riding.
Yeah.
Pretty much is mine there as well.
Not in the cart anymore.
With it? Is my horse with it? There with it?
Roll now. You roll me a d20.
Okay.
Can I help him with it?
Alright.
Just looking around again.
Oof.
That's a 16.
With the 16, you actually find a pony instead.
No one needs to get right now.
And Amara, you look at it, and it looks very familiar.
The pony? Oh. I'll just, yeah, I guess I'll point out that it was Mulgor's from before, and you're welcome to have it if you want it, since it's not his anymore.
I suppose perhaps, I guess I'll try to see if it likes me enough to let me ride it, I guess.
Yeah, it likes you. And how tall are you? You're like
5'9", yeah.
You're a little too big for the pony, so he's a little uncomfortable when you continue for a long distance.
Does anybody want to ride it? Perhaps somebody shorter would do.
I mean, I probably weigh less than you, but I'm pretty sure we're about the same height.
Yeah, I'm a bit
I'm
tall.
actually pretty lightweight, but yes, it does not seem happy.
I'm gonna poke his tummy. Are you?
Yes! How do you think I climb improves? I cannot do that if I am heavy.
Well, we could always just bring it along and sell it if you want.
I suppose so.
The next chance we get, just have
That would be worthwhile.
have it right along with this. Not
Could
on it.
be a
'cause there's no
pack
space, but-
pack pony.
Oh boy.
That's good work. Okay then. I guess we do that.
And continuing, make another survival check, Lesia, to determine the next few days. See what you come across.
Or do you want
Guidance
me?
again?
Help you out.
Holy shit!
Well,
Okay.
What?
Cora
You
is a
continue.
good horse.
we found a shortcut.
Yes,
No shortcut.
How?
No shortcut. But
Just trailblazing.
you guys are able. Those of you who are keeping an eye out, make a perception roll, please.
This does seem to be the thing. It's okay though.
Those of you that rolled above a 15, you guys can hear all of this kind of commotion, and it's like kind of it. You guys are gonna be a little confused at first, but then you guys are gonna get it at the end, and the net 20 comes in play later. You guys will understand, and you all notice in those of you that rolled above a 18 are able to notice you hear goblins, and they seem to be not too far off, probably about like 90 feet away. And then it's about like it's the sun is setted, and you guys are about to camp up in this little resting spot. But those of you who can hear all this commotion and kind of hear this woman screaming, and those of you that hear the goblins, you can kind of hear them laughing, and you'll hear arrows kind of being shot. Or actually, no, you guys don't hear any arrows, but you do hear goblins.
I'm just breaking down everything.
Hold the cart!
I stopped the cart.
What is this?
Stop the cart.
I believe we are needed. I kind of hop off. I look to Cora, kind of look her in the eyes, like kick in the one who isn't us. And then I got my sword out.
Why is looking on confused? What is happening? Why are we stopping?
Someone is being attacked.
Oh goodness! You can see him slide off of his donkey. Yeah, leads it over to the back of the cart and says, "Okay, Rupert, I'll be right back. Okay, you stay right here. Don't move. I'll be right back. I'm not going to leave you. Okay."
I jump off the cart, bow at the ready.
What direction are we kind of heading?
Kind of up the road. I'm gonna pull up my map right now. Here, you guys.
Alrighty.
I'm just gonna drop down and pull the crossbow out.
And as you guys kind of continue, you guys all like walk about like 60 feet up until you start to see people. And I need perception checks from you guys as well.
No.
Hey, here is what it matters.
And Lesia and you both kind of like with your hearing, your kind of vision, you guys see these goblins in the bushes and the trees as well, just kind of shooting at this group of caravan members. But you all see men dead, kind of looking like they were about to defend themselves, but then you see them just littered with arrows, and they're just they're just motionless. And you can see that there's just tons of arrows just being filled onto their carts, their carts. You can see that this first caravan, this one ahead, all of their horses are dead, and in this one, they've seemed to like run off, and they're a little further down the way. You're able to see. You guys are both able to see that.
Right. I bite my thumb and swipe my blood across the edge of my sword and activate my Crimson Right. I'm gonna take 1 damage. I take 1 damage.
Are we rolling?
They're gonna roll to see if they notice you. They do not notice you guys.
Alright, I'm gonna run up and then attack.
All right. Oh,
okay. A spell, I suppose.
While you're going that way. Like
this is a surprise attack round. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Cool, because no one was literally about to point them all.
Oh, is there? Sweet. They're all in range. Can I see all of them, or is it too dark?
You're about to fireball the trees.
No, sir.
Gotta
Don't worry.
Mm.
I want to find a rock.
Not level 5 yet.
Boy, the
But
forest
you better
is really
believe that's the
Forest
first
are really
really
gonna
picking
be
up when I get to level 5.
pissed
though.
with us.
I already got that shit picked out.
Alright. So yeah. Are we doing our unleashing all our attacks right now, or what?
Well, I'm trying to. I'll be a good wizard, and I'm gonna cast Enlarge on Lesia. She stomps through, stomps forward towards the forest.
P5.
All right.
Oh
You cast
no.
Enlarge.
I'm gonna start muttering under my breath. And
Alright.
I'm gonna wait for the little goblins to get closer, and then I'm gonna hold Bane until they start getting within range, because they're all too far.
Okay, no problem.
I will
Can you
hold
make my
Jack.
token? Can you take make my token?
Giant Lesia.
I should take up 4 squares, I think.
Big boy.
Okay. Ooh. Oh
Yay.
my goodness.
And that is concentration only.
Alright. I guess I'll make my attack. I have advantage because it's surprise, right?
Yes.
Okay. At least on the first attack. Alright.
The moment that she strikes, I'm gonna hit this gobbo. Sorry.
Well, there's
This
two.
Which one?
gobbo with a
That
crossbow
one?
bolt.
That should
That guy?
actually be
This guy. Okay.
1 point of lightning and 11 of piercing.
Jesus.
You easily just murder this little goblin.
This massive short. It's no longer a short sword. It is a
That hits.
massive sword,
massive
and
sword.
just
Roll
absolutely
damage.
cleaves this goblin.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah, he's. Oh yeah, he's also dead. Jeez. Okay. Darminicus.
Yeah.
Before I describe everything else, who do you shoot at?
Oh,
what do you do?
Me, I'm actually kind of cast fog cloud, in this general area
Okay.
for
Yes.
for any range attacks. You know what I mean?
As soon as you cast fog cloud, like the area over there just goes a little quiet, and they're just like, you can just hear somebody in there just say, "Don't move, stay in the fog." It's a good play. Good
Smart people.
good move. Good move.
Very-
And with that, and without any further ado, hold on.
They're all too far away. It's like, ah.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
You
screw
all.
it.
Classic.
Let's see. You run up there. Just as you're kind of running, you just start getting larger and larger. Just, and as soon as you hit your full strength, the goblin is right about to shoot. Looks over at you and just kind of lowers his bow, and with his
Aw.
eyes just directly at your face, just kind of making this puppy dog face. You look at him and just swipe, lopping his head
His
off.
ears just droop. It's like, smash.
With
Now I
no
feel bad.
hesitation, and he and his head just rolls down the hill for a second as like the body just electrifies and then collapses, and the next one looks over and just goes ah, and kind of yips for a moment as he looks over to the right about to warn him, and when he's about to warn him, he turns the goblin turns around and gets shot straight in through the eye, and it just kind of grabs onto the bolt for a moment until it just collapses. And then now these other goblins are like, oh, kind of looking at when they see Lesia, they just kind of get back for a second, kind of rear in terror.
That's some scary shit, and I love it.
And with that, roll me initiative, everybody.
Let's see, a spook.
Are you a spook?
Uh,
Sick.
Holy
Nice.
crap.
Middle roll,
Alright.
middle roll, middle roll. Yay, middle roll.
Work,
Wow, nat
please.
20.
I will go before you, I guess.
Wow, that's
Sick.
crazy.
Alright, never mind.
Holy
Nat
shit!
20's on initiative.
Fucking
Awesome.
ambush the ambush, Jesus!
Man,
I don't
These
have to
goblins
roll
are
advantage.
caught off guard.
the founding of Rupert the Donkey really heartened Amari today.
Right.
Yes.
Feel a lot better.
Ride your donkey into battle.
You should have rode the donkey.
Battle donkey.
What
No,
is
Dude,
let's
the
go.
imagine the stories that would spread from that.
what is the movement speed of a donkey?
This caravan would be
An
like,
apparition wizard on a battle donkey.
this dude was on a donkey just going
Fucking crazy, man. Fucking crazy. He just kept shielding everybody.
Oh, it has 40 feet of movement. There actually is there's a bestiary stat for a wooden donkey.
Oh
Wow.
my god. It's probably haunted.
And
It's a construct.
Oh.
with that,
Well, that works.
Did you add me in there?
oh, you didn't click your token? Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
I guess.
Roll again. This is
No.
your punishment.
Oh boy,
no,
here we go.
No, it's no punishment. No, no, don't
Oh.
worry.
Keep it, keep it, keep it.
Because I moved all up there. I thought I pressed it. Because I
25.
can't see the top three. Oh no, there. Now I can see it. I have to scroll up.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. And Dominicus, as you see Canalettia shriek the others, what do you do?
Okay. For that one, I'll take my bow and strike this one here. With long shot, and with that I have advantage. For the,
All right.
only
go
for that
ahead.
one. Only for that
Only
one
for the
strike.
one.
Yep.
Okay. Because he hasn't done anything, right?
Yes, mhm.
All right. No problem.
All right. 17.
Wow.
Which one was it again?
Nice.
This one right here. The furthest one.
As you like draw your bow and just pull it back as far as you can and release the arrow, it just like picks up the goblin, kind of launching him, placing him up against a tree, and just like in the middle of his chest, and he's just holding on to the arrow as his feet are just dangling in the air, lodged into the tree, and then he just collapses and dies.
Well,
If I were to yell, would they be able to hear me?
Probably yes.
All right.
They're in a distance.
All right. And I'll yell out, like, "Stay in the cloud. We're here. We'll take him."
You hear another voice. All right.
And then I stay in my position.
All right. Amari.
All right, Amari will take a few steps forward here, and he'll say, "Gosh, I hope this works." Lumen, and then as soon as he says this, he'll like put his hands out as if he was casting his firebolt, and at that point, you watch as like 3 magic missile-esque looking darts kind of like shoot out like in a trio, just out in general, like they arc around. As he says "Lumen," and then holds for a few seconds as they're just floating there. Ignis! They just burst with fire and start dashing towards the last 3 that are alive. These 2. I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray on the last 3 there.
You do it. Roll.
The first one is a 14 to hit, 3 damage.
Him.
That's all
He
right.
He doesn't feel good after that.
23. Oh my god, I'm running really low.
He doesn't feel good after that as
Okay,
well.
there we go. 11.
Well,
Shit.
that
Okay,
one-
whatever.
The
one I
ray
rolled
just
is-
arcs and hits the ground right where he was, and it just like catches that little square on fire. And he just moves to the side and just goes, ah! He's freaking out as the 2 rays hit his friends.
Mark kind
Well,
of pauses. Like, oh, it worked! Yeah, it worked! Yes! It was a moment of accomplishment for him. I think that's the first time he's
And
cast this.
the goblins are gonna try to make a dash for it now. They are freak out, and they are trying to run As they are trying to run, you guys can do ranged attacks if you would like.
Alright, I will.
Because they would
fire-
still be within the range.
Alright. I guess I'll fire a crossbow.
Yeah, I will fire at the
Okay.
furthest one.
I'll
How
fire
far
as
away?
well.
They're all about 60 feet away.
Damn.
Yeah,
Are
that
they
one's dead.
Are they all wounded?
Oh
or-
yeah. The one that you shot, Lesia, you just pierced it straight through the chest, and it just collapsed.
Sorry, Red. Are they all wounded or?
I shot the unhurt.
2 of them were.
So
Oh, okay. You shot the one that was fine. He kind of runs away, looking like he has the advantage, and then just gets straight pierced in the neck and collapses.
the crossbow bolt is enlarged too because I was enlarged.
Maybe I don't need
all
it.
my equipment. Is. So
Holy
the
crap.
bolt is probably size
So yeah, you shoot the bolt, and it just kind of like it's like a giant ballista bolt, just like hit him, just it just takes out his whole body.
This is disturbing.
And then Darmanicus with your longbow, again you hit the one you hit, he kind of flies 5 feet, kind of like and skidding on the ground a little bit and just not moving afterward.
Okay.
You know,
Is that
you
all
hit-
of them,
you
or
hit
is there
him.
one?
There's one left.
Do I
Okay,
hit?
Matt's gonna.
No, with an 11, sadly you do
Okay.
not.
Matt's gonna kind of like just kind of stop, raise her arm, kind of like a little black swirl's energy. It's gonna kind of flow from her fingers, and she's just gonna shoot a guiding bolt right at it. Come on, work.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. We'll take
that
that.
hits. Yeah,
Yeah.
that hits.
I don't know why I just did that, but sorry. 13 radiant damage.
Nice.
You run. You walk out in a little clearing. You raise your hand and just what kind of color beam does it look like?
Black and blue and purple.
As you
Same
throw the
as
bolt,
everything else.
as you throw the bolt, it just arcs across the sky for a moment and just pierces straight into his face, and from like the face down, he just starts to glow, and then it just explodes,
Yeah.
and he is gone.
Good job.
Is there anyone else left?
I'll like listen out for any more goblins.
I will do the same.
Because right now I'm holding fog cloud until I get the word.
All right. Look around. Make a perception roll.
Nat 20 on the hearing.
You start
What is that?
hearing, or start listening in, and you kind of like heard scurries as like a bunch of more footsteps just ran away.
There
About
were
like
more, but they fled.
they seemed to be about 90 feet away from you before they just went out of the distance of hearing.
God, I hate when they run.
Okay.
They will not be bothering us for now.
All right. Then I'm dropping fog cloud.
Alright, am I still large as I walk over to
Boom! Boom!
Yeah, you are
boom.
large.
No. Don't worry. He's with us.
you are safe now.
Everything's fine.
None's tail is just flicking a little happily as he waves over to retrieve that one arrow he lodged in a goblin's throat.
You all right over there?
Sorry. I had to change the music, and as you guys walk over, they're a little shocked, kind of looking at Lesia like, whoa.
I'm looking to see how big she is right now. It's doubled, so she's
Yes.
Fucking.
She is
Like
still
14
person.
feet.
she's 12'8" right now.
Oh, she's always that tall. Kind of cool.
It's a new species.
Is that a giant?
It is
Well, right now she is.
I am not normally this size.
Don't worry about it.
Amari's like, and he kind of loses the focus on the spell. Starts shrinking.
I
You
shrink.
can only hold it for so long.
And as soon as you go back to normal size, they're like, oh.
There's no less
And-
intimidating.
She's
No.
still pretty tall. Oh, hi. Sorry, are you all right?
Right.
The old man kind of walks up, and he looks to be wearing old plate armor. Just he looks over. Yes, we seem to be all right. Thanks to you all.
I'm
I'm
sorry we
glad
weren't
we
here
made it in
sooner.
time to get some of you.
Yeah, it is all right. It is all right. Things happen, I guess, especially on the road these days. Right, Roseanne? Roseanne kind of like she's looking over the body of of the man right in front of her, and kind of like with a tear kind of coming down her face, just not saying anything. And the other old man walks over. Yeah, I just want to get on the road.
You were ambushed, I suppose.
Dang goblins coming out of the trees. Yeah.
Where was your caravan headed?
We were headed towards the south. Niccodronas. We're leaving the northern territory for the time of the war.
I see.
Do these people seem to be clothed nobility? Especially expensive clothes, or?
You can tell they're very expensive, like just by looking at them right away. That they're probably noble, but make a perception check still.
All right.
Do I recognize
Everybody looks fancy except for this man. He looks disheveled.
Except for them.
Except for this guy. Oh, sorry.
Sure.
It's lagging for me. 1 sec. There we go.
With the way that this man has plate armor and the way her dress is, and kind of like the way that they all had like guards that were in uniformed. You're now set on the fact that they're probably a noble family. Yes, just heading to Niccodronas, but I don't know. We were told by the local watchman to not travel, but wartime, I guess.
Perhaps it would have
Surely
been
not
a
to
good
them.
idea to listen to them for the time being. But since you're already a few days away, we are also headed to Niccodronas. I'm not sure if the rest of my party would be as apt, but perhaps you could travel with us.
And
I
like
do
extremely
not-
hopeful, and so does this guy.
Could I possibly make an insight check on the nobility? Try to see. I wouldn't suppose they have malicious intent, but what they really intend to do.
Make an insight check. You can tell from looking at them, they seem to be pretty naive and in good nature as well. They seem to be very ignorant upon what was going on, except for this lady here. She seems to be otherwise distraught. She looks to be extremely worried and kind of is paranoid looking around.
Just kind of his brow furrows. Yes, perhaps it would not be of any harm.
make sure they are alright. I'm going to check the goblins.
Will do.
See, why would goblins just attack a bunch of travelers, in the daytime?
Is risky, but this is also a prime time, so to speak.
It's kind of like late, and it's about to be nighttime. Like the sun's gone. Like and as you guys have been talking, it's just getting darker.
Is a prime moment for raiders to have their fun. That is what this is. People are unaware and desperate.
Do you have any available animals that could pull a cart, perhaps, or did they all were they all taken?
The animals were they were over there somewhere, but I do not think I can go myself. I feel quite uneasy after all that.
No, it's okay. Stay here. Me and Dominicus, we can go and get them for you.
I can track them.
I go get them too. It's no problem with me.
I know, but you just went through the whole. You just went through a whole ordeal. Perhaps you go ahead.
Nah, I just go. I'll find it too. And just kind of starts limping away.
That man's very soul is grating to me.
You said the horses were out this way. They ran that way.
Yeah, they ran that way.
You
I'll
know,
go with Dominicus.
walk up to Nahon and kind of like get really, really, really close to him, like lean in, doing a whisper and infernal. They scare me.
Sorry?
They're a little scary.
These people scare you?
Yes.
They are harmless. Are you okay?
I just told you they're scary. I'm just gonna like stomp on his foot and walk off.
I'm
What
checking
is-
out the goblins. 21 on the investigate. Do I find anything useful in these guys?
You start checking them. Other than finding a little clan tag that looks fairly recognizable to these little bone necklaces that you have found on the knolls, is the only
I'll-
thing that you find.
Alright, I'll grab one of those. Just
It's gonna go help us here.
for possible uses, but they didn't have any like useful equipment or money that they looted or anything. Okay.
They all
I
had
fi-
bows and arrows, but they were like makeshift. But that would just work if
do I
as
find
arrows.
Do I recover my crossbow bolt?
With that investigation, yeah, you're able to recover everybody's bolts that they had used from
Alright,
that,
cool.
Except me.
and the arrows as well.
Alrighty.
All of them?
Yeah,
Buddies.
in that case, I'll hand the arrows that were used back. People who shot them.
Thank you.
And when Dominicus and Amari, when you guys go around and you see the old man, he looks over. Yeah, they're just right over here. How about you all go get them by yourselves,
Hold on.
Good. Take a little breather.
I'm gonna track the horse track, just to make sure I know exactly where they were heading.
Okay.
Amari's gonna like try to help this older man lean up against a rock for a second before.
I'm fine. Get off of me.
Okay, I'm just.
God
you
damn it.
said you wanted to take a rest. I was going to help you save.
I can rest myself.
Sure. Okay.
I look to this guy and I ask, is there anything you would like us to do? Fallen?
Anything to help? Ooh. What, dear? I can't hear too well.
Would you like us to do anything for the fallen?
To do anything with the fall? The fall? Well, it's not fall. It's spring, dear.
You're dead.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And I kind of point to the dead body.
Oh. Roseanne, darling, we have to bury. And like she kind of just looks very distraught. just starts. She starts to cry a little more and just walks away around the cart.
Hold on, Amari.
He walks over. Sorry about my daughter. She can be a little antsy, and also I guess I was the son-in-law I didn't really like. So as you can see, it's all right with me, but it's very terrible.
I'm sure that would be
What's
your
wrong
husband.
with you?
Oh god.
Yeah. he just makes a little face at my head.
Right. I am going to go over to the fallen and start, I guess, making preparations to bury
What's
them.
your daughter's name?
I will say a little prayer to the Raven Queen as I do.
Okay. Her name is Roseanne.
Roseanne?
Yes. And I didn't give you my name as well.
I don't care about your name.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Walk away. Your
No,
father's
just-
kind of an asshole.
that was quite rude. Roseanne
tell
just
me-
wipes some tears off her eyes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he's been like that his whole life. I've just had to deal with.
That man
Yes, I
over
can.
there. Who was
Who's my husband?
what is
His name was Aaron.
what was he like?
He wasn't a good man, but he was my man, and I did my best.
Is there anything you would like us to do for him? Would you like us to say a few words or bury him or anything like that? I mean, we could curse your father too if you want us.
No, don't do that to him. He's looking out for me as best he can.
It's nice to have people to look after you. My friends are looking after me. I do tend to cause a little bit of trouble. Sorry, and they say I have a mouth. I'm working on that, but it's really good. It's good to stay together. Are you sure you don't need anything from us?
Other than what my father had said about an escort to get us to Niccodronas would be good.
Never
my name
been
is
to Niccodronas.
name is Roseanne de Falcon, if you don't mind.
Oh, nice to meet you. I like you much better than your father.
Yeah, me and my brother, we've been the liked ones in the family. Father is a man we had to deal with, but a man himself. He thinks he thinks he's a knight still. He's not a knight anymore. He hasn't been one for years. So I've been having to deal with that, if you can see. And if you look over, he's kind of up to Nahon, just kind of looking at you, Nahon. Back in my day, I would have slain all those bastards with just one foul swoop of my sword. It kind of has one hand up, kind of about to fall over every time.
I see then. Masihadi, sir, you said that you were to pay us.
I'll pay. Yes. Yes. Pay handsomely as well, for you all came dire time. I do admit, I'm not as good as when I was young, but I manage as well as I can.
Time has told on us all. I suppose you were very skilled when.
Oh, you could see me then. I was a sight. My son, Italian, he is a man who's like my image, but a damn fool. Damn fool.
Man just kind of has his arms crossed, and he kind of like gives a very minuscule turns his head slightly towards my and Roseanne and gives like the slightest shrug of his shoulders.
Question. That name, the Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound familiar to Lesia at all?
You got yes. Roll a what's it called?
Hmm?
Yes, a history. Sorry.
Nope.
It sounds familiar, but you do not know.
That name, the Falcon, sounds familiar. Are you from Rexington?
Roseanne looks over. Yeah, my father is, yes, but we've been living in Zadash for a little bit now. But we used to reside in Rexentrum. Sometimes our other family members are still around up there. My brother has been around there a few times, maybe, I think. But he stays. I don't know where he's been for a while. He's my twin, and yet I don't get nothing.
What were you doing going to Niccodronas?
Well, father knows some friends that he wishes to talk to in person. I don't know why we couldn't just get someone from the Cobalt Soul to move us from back to forth to pay somebody, but he doesn't have that standing anymore. Doesn't know anyone. I don't even know if he has these friends. But business has been. You'd think it would be good with the war, because we're basically bread makers. But the monopoly is so strict, it's so just overwhelmed with, or it's so just overtaken with one company that we can't really do anything. They keep all other businesses out, so we're gonna go just try to make our money elsewhere, down in the sea trading.
That's sounds very aspiring. Not sure how to begin to go about that lifestyle.
Well, my brother's been writing to us and knows a bit about it. He says he knows a fella. Says he knows quite a bit of fellows. You guys seem very interesting. You guys almost seem like you can handle yourselves very well.
Oh no, I can't. No, that's all the redhead lady over there. She does all of that for us.
Black hair, actually, the token is.
Oh. No, the black haired lady over there. She kind of no, I don't fight. No. Would you like to meet her? She's pretty cool.
My name is Lesia. I'm from the Silver Vigil out of Rexington.
I know the Silver Vigil. Okay. That makes sense as to how you might know my name.
It was familiar, but honestly, I do not pay much attention to the goings on of the nobility.
It's too much to keep track of if you were to try to. And to be honest, it's better just to stick with your own life. It's too much with everybody, I've noticed.
We should probably get you guys out of here. I mean, there's always more, more goblins rolling around, and it's getting kind of late at night. We do now have an extra tent if you need it.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. We might be able to take it. We've been sleeping in our carts, but now I think one of them is just shot. But this one seems pretty good. I just need those horses.
Yeah, what's wrong with this cart? Yeah, I can maybe I can try to fix it.
You can kind of see that like a dead horse is like lodged in underneath the cart. It's kind of like busted it as well.
I do not think that could be.
I don't think I can.
Sorry. Didn't mean to burst your bubble there.
So have I had enough time to kind of like get all the bodies buried and say little prayers?
Oh yeah, you've had enough time to do that. You gathered them and do all that.
I'm gonna tell them it's like I'm going to go check on our own horses and carts and bring them closer. So yeah, I'm gonna return to Cora and the other horse and kind of bring our first of all.
All right, and as you are doing that, you guys, Dominicus and Amari, you are with the old man, and he kind of is sitting by the rock. And as you guys are sitting there, do you guys just hear two horses like put their heads out of the bushes, just start eating the grass right in front of them, and continue walking a little bit?
No.
There's the man horses right there.
All right.
Go get him.
I had to make sure. I had to check for tracks. All right. I'll go.
Go get him.
All right.
No, don't spook him now.
Don't worry, I won't spook him.
Don't spook him.
I won't spook him.
Don't.
Quiet.
Don't spook him now.
Okay.
Dang
And-
kids.
Hey, Dominicus.
Yeah.
Don't spook them.
All right.
So he said.
So I'm going to approach slowly, and having the primal awareness, it should recognize me as a kindred spirit.
Oh.
All right, horses. Hi, horses. I got
You,
coming around.
you're able to walk up to them
Oh,
pretty with ease too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like one of them starts to walk up to you as well. And I'm like, oh hey.
Hey.
Aw.
What's up, dude?
All right.
Like puts his head in your palm and such. And
Aw.
the other one just kind of walks over like, hey, you got any snacks?
Yes, some food. Yes, we do. Come
you
with
just
us.
you just hear in the back. Hey, look at it, we got the big horses. They just walked up to them like that. What
Just
the heck?
walked up to them. Yes, they just
don't
approached
even-
them. They
I
just
don't even
just
get it.
walked up to them. It was crazy,
Right.
wild. Yes, that's a ranger for you. Know
Hey, man,
he's
you
from
didn't
the
even spook them
the
damn
Sitting
horses.
Green Forest. I would have scared them off in the heart. Yes, I agree. But he's a ranger. Did you know that the ranger from the Sitting Green Forest? Yes, maybe that's why he's so good with that.
Well, I'll be damned. Goddamn.
How many horses were there?
Just two.
Just two? Yeah,
Two
I'll
for the cart.
I'll help them, both the horses, back to, at least guide them, telling them, hey, start walking towards that cart. All right.
Thank you so much, young fellas. That you, I just don't even know how to even get 'em. My back just look at me. I look like that one story, the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
It wouldn't go that far. You have some youth to you.
And don't fucking lie to me.
Who says I'm lying?
Interesting place.
And it's kind of like continuing off. He's like, the dang master, he had that good plan of just cutting off them reins, and when we got attacked.
Secondly, you
Just
have.
walked away.
Oh boy.
he was saying that as he was leaving.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
You have to travel with these two every day, Roseanne?
Meanwhile, in the background, like I imagine the old man is talking the Hone's head off, and he's
Yeah,
like has this
he's
wide fang grin, and his tail is beginning to lash. Like,
in my day, just one swipe. And he draws his blade and kind of almost tips over. Just one. Yeah. Ha-ha. Like just doing as many maneuvers as he can without trying to fall over.
No,
And then
get over here. I need you.
all right,
uh,
excuse me.
yeah, one day maybe I'll teach you a thing or two. And kind of thrusts at the air.
Yes, what is it?
I have bad. Promise you will kill me. Okay?
Okay.
All right. No, kill me. So here's the thing. Yeah, you, Dominic is, let's see, come here.
What?
Oh, Lesia's gone. She
Oh.
went to go bring our cart
Oh.
over.
Where's
Hey.
Amari?
I brought the horses back.
I'll come over.
No.
So, I mean,
Hello, miss.
fortunately, Roseanne's kind of in an odd situation. I mean, it doesn't sound like she really wants to be traveling with her father all that much. Don't blame her.
Honestly,
Is that right? But I mean, I don't know how much we can protect you other than, you know, kind of escorting you to Niccodronas. But you know, if you need to get away from your father there, maybe we can help you do that.
No, you don't need to get away from him now. Now that Aaron is dead, like some sixth sense of me, but I'm kind of in charge now.
is that not your father still?
He's my father. However, he isn't the man of the house anymore. He, if you can see, he's crazy.
Has he always been like that?
You mean that one?
The last few years, he's really just been in touch with his past knighthood and kind of those accomplishments, trying to relive them every day in his head. It's put a strain on us.
If I am to be honest, those things often gets worse before they get better. Your life is your own. That is my personal opinion. I am very capable of helping people escape if there is need for that. And I would be happy to help.
I think you guys have the wrong understanding. I wasn't in any danger other than Aaron. Even though we had our troubles, I did love him, but as much as I could.
Relationships are weird.
They are, aren't they?
It wasn't arranged, which is even worse, but
What did your family do for a living?
just kind of describes how they're bakers or
Oh,
they
sorry.
had.
Yeah,
they
I
had
don't think I
all
heard
this,
that part. All right.
Yeah, they were like bread manufacturers and such.
Oh.
Going to be in high demand pretty soon. Tell you what, how about this? We will help you get to where you're going, and then you teach us how to make food.
I could do that.
Cooking is a useful
do
skill.
that. Yeah, I can teach you guys how to cook.
And we'll keep an eye on your father. Make sure he doesn't hurt himself as well.
Yeah, thank you. If you really could, that's been my job. I've tried to get Ed over there, but my father and Ed, they've known each other for so long now. They're just old friends, and Ed doesn't want to take care of him. You know, look at him. Like you guys just look over at Eddie, just talking to himself, smoking a pipe, just like goddamn cutting the strange out.
They're both quite old and
Not,
talkative.
not that bad though. I mean, if you look at them, they just wish they were younger. But who doesn't when they're at that age? It makes sense to me. You said that the other one, your father was reliving his glory days, right?
How
Yes,
old is your father?
he's in his he's 76, I think.
Can you really be mad at him though for wanting to go
No.
back in time? I mean, it's sad, is to say, but still, even then, it should not reflect how he takes or looks after you.
He can be harsh, from what it seems, but I know how he is. He treats me very well. Sad part is though is, like I said, if you guys can't help us get to Niccodronas, I just don't know how we'll get there safely. Our guards just they stood no chance.
Well, I'm sure that most of us here are happy to help you and the rest of your family get to Niccodronas.
That is no issue.
We're headed there ourselves, actually, so it's kind of a convenience.
This is a lifesaver. You have no idea.
Is there anything in your carts that you can't afford to leave behind? We don't have a lot of space, but I'm sure we could make some room.
I'll be able to gather everything up, and me and Ned will be able to take everything and gather what's needed. All we need is our trust papers and other forms of documents that we have, and that's it. Yeah, and here. She kind of like walks over and goes inside the cart. Walks back out for the first half of the journey. And for already helping us. And this is where the nat 20 comes in.
Oh.
You guys are handed a large bag of platinum.
Oh wow!
I was gonna say bread.
No, I
Sick.
heard
She
All
also
that
does-
and-
Just
she
as
also-
good.
She also does pull out another, like little, kind of like thing wrapped in this cloth. Puts that like on top of it and says, "And our special bread. It has herbs that only we know."
Fuck
That
the
we
money.
place
Just
them.
give us the bread, dude.
Hey, have you
And
seen
I-
Lamari? He's skinny. Like, he's all bones, constantly falling asleep in fights. You need to eat that boy.
Mark just kinda
Yeah.
frowns.
Honestly,
just frowns,
Lexia's gonna
like-
be happy about both. Like, she loves food, but she also eats it really handy.
Money
I-
equals food, though.
I hate to be
Yeah,
that
I know.
guy. Now, real quick, guys, I hate to be that dude. But, hear me out for a sec. These people did just lose everything they have. And they're giving us all of the money they had left.
half.
No, not
Half the
half of
journey.
everything.
Just half of it?
They
Okay.
don't. They. You don't have to worry about that if you want it. But if you guys want to, but
People are nobility. I'm sure they have much more.
I just like to be polite as much as I can. If these people need their funds, then they probably need it more than we do. I mean, money comes, you know. But like I said, I just want
I
you guys
wish
to be set once you get to Niccodronas.
I wish to pay for good protection. And my father paid for those guys. They just. You guys are worth this money. And it's 1,500 gold in platinum.
Sweet.
Time someone told me I was worth something, I think they wanted something different from me.
That's
Oh,
300
that
for each
sounds
of us, by the way.
extremely terrifying.
I sort of whispered to
It
Amari,
was-
like, they were gonna pay these mercenaries this stuff, or the guard, whatever they were.
His eyebrows just raised, like, oh my goodness.
I mean,
Maybe he kind of leans over as well. Maybe her father is crazy.
Wait, hold on. If these were like cheap labor, how much would be good service? What did he pay for that?
Degree, yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's like we're not even here. They're just talking right over our shoulders.
I'm like, no.
Mutter, mutter,
Like,
mutter, mutter.
Mutter.
Whisper.
Bunch of that back and forth.
Yeah.
All right.
Has
Roseanne, come on,
Leslie-
let's get you cleaned up.
was
Yeah,
there-
you come back now with the cart
Okay.
this time.
Alright.
I
everything
had a
was-
little square. The square won't follow. Follow me, square. Haha.
I suppose I will give you some respect from your father. Give you moments of silence.
She gives a nod. Thank you.
Smart.
Maybe we should camp up somewhere soon.
I agree. It's
Probably
getting
okay.
later in the evening.
We will keep a watch. In case the goblins that ran away get a stupid idea. And
Perhaps we should not remain here. They would know exactly where we are then.
Well, they're all
Here's
dead.
probably a good spot. We have
Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry.
we have a wagon to our backs and another wagon and another wagon we could pull around. That's a pretty good cover.
fair.
Finieros. That's
we do not want to sleep near the dead.
why.
Perhaps we could
Animals.
move or bury them at least.
She already
buried
buried
these.
them.
Oh, you did
The
already?
goblins
Okay.
are going
There could be
back.
ghosts.
predators. Also, they smell.
Yes.
Perhaps we could find space just down the road. Which way were we headed, by the way? Were we headed in the direction the goblins went, or were we headed away?
Down this way, south of the
Oh.
road.
Okay,
And they came.
cool. So we aren't heading into the goblin den.
No,
They
goblins
ran somewhere
ran.
that way.
They
Yeah.
ran more east of where you guys are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Probably also a good idea. We can just kind of move down the road a little bit. Maybe we'll find a nice clearing or something.
Yes, I agree.
All right. As you guys all pack up, hook up your horses, load up, and start heading on out.
Mari is going to mount Rupert, the donkey. He's going to trot along.
Hell yeah.
Stay close behind. I'm assuming they're behind us.
Yeah, they're behind
Alright.
you guys.
I'll have the donkey like tied to the back of our cart, you know, so he doesn't stray too far behind. And I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna ride him. For the fucking
Want to use my rope? Here.
You
yeah.
guys continue for about like another mile, maybe two, until you find this other little clearing for you all to camp up in. And so you do. You all make a little campfire and make dinner, and remember to be expelling rations unless you guys would like to go hunting, maybe tonight or.
Dominics can do that, yeah?
Yeah.
you can
Five of
just-
us?
Well,
that
here's
money.
the
Go ahead.
thing. Feeding people, that's up to 6 people. Can I propose one other person come with me? So
I will
maybe it'll
help.
increase the food. Yeah.
I don't have
Sure,
the
yeah.
Red.
feature, but okay.
I'm just
Yep, Leslie is
Now-
helping.
a proposition.
Just need the both of you to make a survival check or
Alright.
one with advantage.
I'll let him do advantage.
Roger
I
that.
help.
By the way, did we split up that money already? Did we say
Yeah.
we did that? Okay,
How
that's
much
three
was
hundred
it
gold.
each?
It's 30.
300 gold for everybody.
It's
How much?
30. It was in platinum, so 30 plat each.
Okay, I'm just gonna put that in as gold.
And you're able to find a buck
Oh,
and kind of like hunt it down. Make a attack roll for the both of you. Or no, just one. One
With
person.
advantage?
They can't really help.
Well, because it's kind of, it doesn't see them. It's my idea. But
Sorry, but can you repeat that?
Well, I know that there's a help action for like attacks and such, and it makes sense in like combat, but for hunting, like,
I mean, I'm talking about like the buck isn't aware of them, right? Usually, when something is unseen, they get an advantage. So.
Yeah, sure, that's okay.
Okay.
You can roll an attack roll with advantage.
All right then.
Well,
All right.
how about that?
You easily take out that buck, just straight shot straight through the heart. Put it down instantly.
We are going to be eating well tonight.
Right. Striking it through the heart prevents any sort of damage from any part of the animal. So we can use the entire animal.
I plan on it.
And you guys take it back over to the campsite. Darminicus, you're able to, let's say you're able to successfully skin it and butcher it as well to kind of store everything. And you guys got, actually don't know how many pounds a buck would be. It'd be quite big. I don't know how many pounds of meat you'd have, but you would have a lot. Say it would be probably about.
It looks like it's about 400-ish pounds.
You would almost.
Jesus.
You would almost have. I would say. What the hell was that?
Stop.
I'll be right back. Hold on. Well, I don't know. Something just weird. Something weird happened. Real quick. I'll be
Sorry,
right back.
about 300 pounds, including everything.
That's the way my father taught me.
I do have a cooking
Oh yeah.
simple knife.
I was just gonna. Pop
Sorry
it
for
on
the
fire.
interruption. And yeah, you're able. It would probably be about. I would just say you can add like 40 rations to one of you guys' inventories, because it's a good amount.
We can add it to the cart inventory.
Yeah.
Do we have one?
Here, I'll just make a little handout.
Just sitting on piles of meat as we're rolling down the road.
I mean, Leslie has eaten 2 rations a day. It's much appreciated.
So we'll just subtract for tonight the rations we got from that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, take out
there you
the
go.
cart inventory before we take out a personal one. Now, is it like 40 rations after we eat our share for today, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you guys just rest after that, unless there's something else you guys would like to do before you go to sleep.
Oh, Rosette, you can have my tent.
Oh no, thank you. I can just sleep in my cart. It's all right. I'll sleep in the tent.
You are not sleeping with me.
What? I don't want to sleep with you. You're dang horned one. You weirdo.
I am going to take a watch.
I'm sorry. Did you see horny?
What?
I have no idea.
Oh, Dominicus, I think you need to go to sleep.
All right.
Who is taking second watch?
People.
I
I'll take
I don't
second.
mind taking it.
Actually, Bessie, if you would not mind me joining you for the night, I may as well.
prefer if we have at least one person up at all times.
That
Just
makes
to be safe.
sense. Bids. It.
There are enough people.
Yep. Well, you
that
know the
it's
deal. Just wake me
fine.
up at midnight.
I can take one of the watches as well. I don't mind.
Alright.
Yeah, I could take any of them as well. That's up to you, Amari.
Does not matter to me. You can join me or whatever.
Yeah, you guys can join each other. No problem.
I'll join the middle one, the second watch. I don't know which one.
Mayet is the
Oh, then yeah. Oh,
Amari, you're in the last. Lesia and the Hun are in the first. And before we continue with the night watch sessions, I will like to call a break right here because I have to use the restroom.
Yes.
Yay!
And we'll continue for a little bit longer.
Huzzah.
All right, and we're back, everybody. We're back for just a little bit longer. And as we get back, we get on to the first watch, which was Lesia and Nahun.
Mhm.
All right. You guys go ahead and roll perception as you guys sitting in the little place and watching all the little foresties.
Keen on hearing and smell.
You both look out, and it is a very quiet night, other than the wind kind of carrying out throughout the trees, moving them all along, and the stars that kind of seem to make a sound when they're just so bright. But other than that, you all don't hear anything or get any uneasy feelings about anything.
I imagine Lesia is simply just sitting there and listening out.
Kind of. She might be pacing a little bit, just kind of like making rounds.
I was probably just sitting in one place. As she kind of passes by him. Lesia.
Do you hear something?
Nothing, no. It is very peaceful. But may I talk to you for a moment? If you wish.
Very well.
About what happened a few days ago. This, Gesha, was it?
Kasha?
Yes. I imagine you are expecting many questions from us about that.
I was.
It amuses me that you have not gotten any.
I am quite grateful, actually.
I can only imagine.
Not something I enjoy talking about.
I only wish to tell you that I have no intention of asking. Nor will I attempt to manipulate you into telling me. Many are curious, but I myself have been impressed by how respectful this group is. Mulgore, not as friendly.
That could have gone a lot worse.
Should have. I'm sure of it. If not for the sake of my curiosity, but if you ever wish to simply talk, I am happy to hear you out. I imagine life as a vigil is very solitary.
We have our own little groups.
It's Your friend is the only one you talk to, yes?
Kasha. Yes, we are friends. She is around all the time.
Hmm.
Yes, I got used to her presence.
He nods.
It's mostly her doing the talking, to be honest.
I can imagine.
But yes, most of my interactions with the Vigil are with her and Nikolai, the leader of the group.
Hmm. I have spent very long time alone myself. I have forgotten what it's like to actually talk to people until I met Mari. It is surprising how much builds up inside. So, although I cannot possibly understand your struggle, some of it anyway, nor would I wish to.
You do not.
No, I do not. I have already seen more than I think anyone else has, and that has been enough. No offense.
I am not offended.
Hmm. It is good to hear. Still, I know what it's like to be treated as a monster. At least in a bit of different way. But I do know, nonetheless.
The difference is you are not actually a monster.
Some would disagree. But I know I have done good things and bad things.
Still, thank you. I do not think I will take you up on it. But the offer is appreciated.
You know, and is always open. Anytime. No matter
She just
what's
kind
up.
of just gives a quick nod and resumes her until it is time to change shifts.
Alright. After you guys wait 2 more hours, you guys wake up Mayette and Darmanicus for the next watch. Mayette, you wake
Have a
up.
good night.
Oh, always.
Have a good watch and try not to kill the old man, yes?
You're no.
He's probably out of the light.
Likely. Gives a smile and a nod to the two of them before bedding down himself.
Alright. Do you make me perception rolls or one with advantage?
Go ahead.
You can roll one more time since she
Oh
gave
yeah,
you
you're letting
advantage.
me? Gotcha.
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry. I didn't hear that full part.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh.
Here we go.
A little better.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't hear anything. For a moment you thought you heard something as like kind of skitters. A little rabbit kind of makes its way down the way. And the loudest thing ends up being the old noble man. You guys didn't quite get his name earlier, but throughout the night you guys had found out his name is Lord Oben de Falcon. And Oben is He gets up kind of in a frantic, like, yeah, have at thee! And just like grabs a stick and just starts swinging it around in the air. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, it's okay. It's all
You
right.
beasts! No! He starts to smack you with the stick as hard as he could.
I'm gonna take those hits while he's beating me. So I'm gonna try.
He's gonna try to roll to attack you. What's your AC?
17.
He with an 11, he just like bats you, hits you. But hey, get back! I will get you.
I'm
The
human.
more-
I'm human.
The more commotion he starts to make, Roseanne gets up. Father, Father, where am I? Where? What's happened? Did I do it again? She just like shakes her head, kind of like takes him away. I'm sorry.
When you say drag them away, in a sense of like out of sight.
Kind of like
out of-
led him, no, not out of sight, but just led him back to bed.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of like, she just kind of consoled him until he calmed down and he went back to sleep.
Did he hurt you?
Germanicus.
Oh, sorry. No. Yeah, those. No, hopefully not. I didn't really feel anything. But even if it did, it's fine. You know, growing up, getting old, fighting all those times. Not as much as you get into your head.
I suppose. Don't really know anyone that old. Think I've even never seen anyone that old before.
Those were the first couple of years after what happened to my family. And obviously, no one told me, but sometimes I would wake up the first few months, just waking up in a drenched sweat. But in time.
Hopefully things get better for him too. Be right back. I need to oh, well, I don't like being alone. Do you know that? Really, any amount of time. The least I can do is make sure we're all safe. Start. Weaving, hands together. Call out the little raven again. Cast the alarm spell around us.
The raven comes out and it's just like, it looks like a normal raven to you, Darmanicus, still, but to me, it has that blue glow, the blue ruins around him,
Okay.
the blue eyes.
Here's the deal. Stay away from the old man. He might try to hit you. And, I don't want you like pecking him already. Also, make sure Dominicus is okay too.
Kind of looks with its head tilted, puffs up its head feathers as well.
Okay.
And just perches on the nearby tree.
Dominicus, have you ever been to Niccodronas?
No, now that I say I have it now.
I wonder what the big town is like.
No. Usually just stories that travelers would come tell about all these places. I've only quite heard it, but never been to them. Is that thing a regular raven? Like, is it an actual raven? I can't get this feel on it. I don't know if I can or not.
Well, what does it
No,
look like
you
to
can't.
you?
Yeah, okay. I mean, like I did with the horses. I mean, I could feel them, the beasts. But this one, I just stare at the raven, or if I can see the raven, or just look around. Like, is it a raven?
I think so. I mean, it just kind of just shows up at night.
Because I don't think it's a beast. I don't. Are you okay with it?
Yeah, I mean, it, watches me sleep every night,
Okay.
and for as long as I can remember, every night. Hmm.
All right.
You
What
start
color is
watching it. You start watching it for a little bit longer, Dominicus, and for a moment, it looks away and hops around a tree, and looks down back at you, and its eyes were just blue, and just kind of like stared directly in like almost into your soul. It felt like, and then it just hopped to another tree, and then the blue eyes just disappeared.
And I
What?
sort of rub my eyes. Nothing. Not that.
Did you
Maybe
see
it's just the
something?
stars. No, I saw blue. I don't know if it's the stars or was it eyes? I don't know.
Saw blue what?
Just blue light. I looked up and I don't know if the lights were stars or I sort of just look up in the sky. Huh. I don't look like...
You know, tomorrow morning I'm gonna try to maybe I can cook up some of that deer for everyone. You think they might like that?
It'd be a nice breakfast, at least for considering what happened.
Yeah. I hope, Roseanne and her family find whatever they're looking for.
Yeah.
Don't really ever. I mean, I was always safe growing up, We had walls around the vineyard and everything, Don't really know much about war or famine or any of that.
How is it living in such a big home?
Kind of boring. I mean, everything looks the same after a while, Oh, okay, this is the season we plant the grapes, and then this is the, we got to rotate the soil and plant the wheat, and then we got to harvest it and have the banquet for all the lords and ladies who do the donations. It's really boring. I mean, it is really boring. I have to spend 2 hours a day doing my makeup and putting on a nice dress and filing my horns down. It's just not fun.
Did we make the right call? Leaving? Zadash? There was really no place for me to talk about it. I mean, I've only met you guys for a reason like that, but did you think we made the right choice?
You mean leaving Zadash or leaving a friend behind? No.
I mean, I guess again, I've only known Mulgar for, I would say, days, more than weeks of days. But he got me thinking. He got me thinking of my own situation. What happens if I find my brother, Isaiah? Would I just pop up and leave again? I mean, again, I haven't known you guys for long. Would me leaving would just be okay? Cause I
I think it depends on a lot of things that we don't know about yet.
mm,
If 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 you feel, there is a greater need or greater purpose somewhere else, or if you find one, or if something happens to you, that's life. You can't live life thinking about, what if I did this, what if I did that. I mean, if I spent the rest of my days thinking about that, I'd just be right back where I was, just, stuck with my head in a book all day reading. I would never, I wouldn't even know what the outside is. You can't live your life like that, wondering, what if.
okay.
What if I never talked to that woman on the street? Would I even be alive here? Who knows? But I did. I talked to that woman.
Oh well, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
I do hope you find your brother. I would like to find my family, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen for you, but I've accepted that if you can't find the things you are looking for, it is better to look at where you are and enjoy those things.
All right.
Watching Amari learn is fun. I like that. I like you. I like Lesia. I like Nahon. Sometimes it's better to just enjoy and think about the present.
All right. And when that day does come, hopefully I'll have my own answer to that.
I think that is probably the best. Really, only you would know what you're going to do. And, who knows? People change.
Sort of just go about it and just keep trotting along.
And as you two finish your night watch, you guys wake Amari up for his watch. He is gonna roll perception.
Well,
he's able to kind of look out. He was reading a book, and then there is this little brush movement. He gets up and he starts to look about, and kind of squints closely as this shadow kind of dances across. And then as he's peering as close as he can, he sees another figure come up and then all of a sudden before he's able to react, a bolt just flies and hits the tree right next to him, just and then another one hits the tree just right below where his gut was. And he kind of moves around and then yells, "Everybody, wake up!" And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Ooh.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
You guys were
Getting-
attacked.